Deep down, I know I'm a fighter. Deep down, I know my desires. Everybody thinks that I'm just a liar. They don't know what I got inside ya. I'm the one to fight fire with fire. I'm the type who never lets me get tired. Mess with me and they never will find ya. Yeah. People tell me I won't get it. They don't know me cause I'm cold winning. Always in the ninth, I close innings. Always in my mind, don't know quitting. I'ma be the one that blows up in it. You gon' be the one that shows up missing. I'ma be the one that knows my mission. You gon' be the one with no ambition. I'ma make you take it all back. You ain't never gonna get me, man, I'm too fast. Call me the juice, that 40-yard dash. Always look forward, no, never look back. I just say the truth, better listen to my facts. Get me up in the booth and I put them on a blast. When I say the truth, they all listen to the rap. Got nothing to lose, so I put the pen to bed. That's what I do, hard work always lasts. And the pain's not an act, no, it hurts real bad. But you have to attack what you want to attract, or you're gonna look back and regret what you lack. Everybody knows that's a fact. Yeah, I just want my words to impact. Yeah, I just want my words to all last. Yeah, not sorry if I put you on blast.
They know just what they see on the outside. They don't know just what I'm like on the inside. If you knew what I could do, you'd want your backside. If you knew what I could do, you'd stay in at night. I'm the type of dude you don't wanna fuck with. I'm the type of dude enough is enough, bitch. I'm the type of dude who never gets complacent. I'm the type of dude who knows he's gonna make it, I'll make it.
Hell yeah, I can hear you.
They couldn't hear me. I have to actually hit my unmute button, but sorry guys. I got Miss Dawn and KL here as I was trying to tell you the first time, but we're gonna save the goodbye. I mean the hellos and things. We've all been together all night, and the fucking idiot is over there broadcasting truth on his channel for the third time. Finally, some truth comes out of that fucking idiot's mouth. Or my mouth on his channel, should I say. Alright, bring him back in, KO and Miss Dawn. Sorry about that.
Hey, Truth Tom.
Hello, how are you?
I'm actually sick. I've got a cold, but I'm getting better.
That seems to be going around with the weather changing. Not that weather has anything to do with it, but I love when people tell me, well, when it's cold, when it's cold, and then it's hot and then it's cold, that's how you get sick. Well, no, you get sick from germs. I mean, come on.
I always got sick in September, and I always thought it was because of the kids. They go to school, get exposed to stuff, but I still get sick in September, so it's not the kids. It's just, I don't know why it happens this time of year.
Well, no worries. The reason I wanted to bring you on is because you didn't seem to... I tried to come over and take up for you. KL tried to come up. The lying son of a bitch always says, oh, they're blocked. They're not blocked. They're not blocked. Fuck you, Mike. Yes, we are. And you know we are. Just like you're blocked here. At least I'm going to tell you you're blocked.
Yeah, well, I was actually blocked there too. My Ms. Dawn account was. But I went in my old account, the Miss Dawn I Am account, the one that got closed down, and I managed to get back because I didn't actually do anything wrong. Anyway, I went in with that account, and the reason he was doing the live stream initially was, according to Joe, had done a video, and he was talking about flat earth stuff, but what I was interested in was he was talking about how planes move and how the earth moves, and how, if you turn a different direction, it's going to... his theories on it, and I thought it was interesting what he was saying. I'm not a flat earther, but Mike came on to my comment that I left on Joe's video, which I usually comment to most people's videos. I'm just being polite, so I comment on what they were talking about. So that's what I did, and then Mike came along and made some mocking remark about how now I'm a flat earther. And I went back to him and I said, I'm 93.6% sure that I'm not a flat earther. But whatever. And then the next thing you know, he started up a live stream, and he kept going on in the live stream of how Joe's video and mocking Joe. And then he kept saying over and over again that you'll never guess who's a flat earther. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show it to you at the end of this. Well, I was just waiting. I was waiting for him to say that it was me. And I had already told him I wasn't. So when I tried to comment under Ms. Dawn, I realized I was blocked. So I came on as Miss Dawn I Am, and I think he was a little bit surprised by that. He didn't actually believe it was me, and then I got on, and then he just went to town on me. And I saw that he was trying to say that you or at least KL wasn't blocked, but she probably was, I guess.
He knows we're blocked. He knows everybody.
I have this. I took a screenshot where my comments were, so I know I'm blocked because somebody would have responded to my comments.
Right?
Yeah, you can show the screenshot. I mean, it's.
I don't think we need to prove to these people that he's lying. I mean, goddamn, he lies every time he goes live. Lying.
I left 2 not real lengthy comments, but I said a few things, and I know you couldn't see me. I asked Truth Bomb if he could see me. He couldn't see me, and I know that you would have responded to me, Miss Dawn. There's no way that I mean, what a pathetically ridiculous thing to lie about too. The other night, I unblocked everyone. They can come over here. I don't know why they can't come over here and just comment. I mean, literally, yes. If he's opening his mouth, it's a lie.
Yeah, well, the reason why he's mad at me, I don't know where this all started. I think it started with Nini's video, and we were talking about him coming into Las Vegas on the 23rd and all that, but that kind of seems to have started things. And then he went on to NSERV's advertising video for the upcoming anniversary special on the 28th, and he told NSERV that he had best make a decision about Ms. Dawn. And I read that. I ran across it just accidentally when I was looking through the comments, and I said, what do you mean, make a decision? What are you trying to say here? Well, he didn't respond to that. He didn't say anything. And then we actually got into it big time on his recent video where he was saying that nobody was admonishing Joe for the things he said about his mom after his mom had died, and that KL had said, this is a great streamer. I don't know the exact words. I'm enjoying this stream or whatever it was he said you said. And I went back to him and I said, look, I did say something. I said ooh, that's gross when Joe said what he said. I'm a visual person, so my head goes in crazy places, and I just went to, that's gross. That's what I thought of. And of course, it's Joe's live stream. He can say and do what he wants, but that's my opinion. I thought what he was saying was gross. What you had said, KL, was, oh, holy hell, or something along that line to what Joe's gross comments.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did not condone that at all.
No, but the thing is that, you're in the stream at the time, and this is all going down, and you just type what you think, right? And that you don't, sure, there could have been other things. If I'd sat there for 5 minutes and thought about it, maybe I could have said something different, but that was what came to my mind. And I saw what you had said, and I remembered it. So when Mike was going on and on about nobody admonished him, and I did see True Seeker say something too, and I saw Fawn Spy say something. So there were people saying stuff, but the fact that he was saying that nobody was saying anything, and that he was saying that it happened after, or at least implying that Joe did this after his mom had passed. And that wasn't true. What happened was Mike came on there and he had interfered with his stream, and Joe told him at least, I mean, I'm going to guess, between 25 and 100 times, I don't know how many times, to get off his stream. I actually had told Joe, just block him, but anyway, Joe kept going, and Mike, and they were going back and forth, and it was a pissing match, basically. And then Mike suddenly jumps in with, my mom's in hospice. And
Well, he only said that after Joe made a your mom joke, and that was because he was in there antagonizing, and he'd already done that several times before, and he'd made that video about him. And then he came in there to antagonize, and Joe had made a your mom joke. Like guys do,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was you know what I mean. I mean, it's not really what you want to be saying about people, but it was just something about, oh, you did this, or your mom liked me to come over, or whatever, you know what I mean, something like that. And immediately it was like, well, my mom's in hospice. Well, like I said last night, like, anyone is supposed to know when he's telling the truth or not. And for me, I'm sitting there going, who would say that? And if it's true, why the hell are you in here? I mean, it just seemed like an automatic response, like he wanted Joe to feel poorly about his joke that he just made. And so he brings up his own mother being in hospice. Well, if your own mother's in hospice, what the hell are you doing in a chat that you're not welcome in? Nobody wants you here, antagonizing and insulting and degrading people instead of, being with your mom. I mean, that was, so it seemed very coincidental
Timely.
initially. Yes.
Yeah, it did. And honestly, I wasn't sure if what he was saying was true. But I did say to Mike at that time, I don't think you're in the right place to have this personal conversation.
You sure did. You sure did.
And he just kept coming, and then Joe kept saying the things he was saying. And of course, Joe was fired up from the night before because I guess Mike did a video about him.
Yes.
So I mean, I didn't even know what was going on. I came in there and all this is happening, and I'm like, then I got some visuals and I thought it was pretty gross, and then right away Joe apologized individually to each of the women that were in there. And I thought, okay, well, that was nice of him. But later, he actually sent me a message on a separate video and just said, I just want to personally apologize to you for the things, where I took that conversation, I guess. And I said, Joe, I've heard so much on the internet in the last months. I mean, we saw 10 going crazy. I mean, we saw Mike go crazy tonight, saying some pretty crazy things. And honestly, nothing shocks me now, but thank you, it was vulgar and I had a visual and it wasn't good for me. But when Mike was going on and on in that video the other night and telling people that you were saying, I'm enjoying this stream or whatever, and he was tying that in with Joe's comment, the C comment, and the other comments, I went, no, that's not what happened. So I was trying to explain that to him, and he just kept spinning it, and then he was like broadening it and taking it other places. And I said, no, I'm talking about this video, this particular video. That's all I'm talking about. But I think that's what just put him over the edge. And I have to say, there is one thing I have to say. He's gone through a lot in this last 3 weeks with his loss of his brother and the loss of his mom. And I've been there, done that. I mean, I've lost all my family, so I know the things that you can do. I drove through a red light, on the way home. So I know the way the places your head can go at that time. So I'm giving him a little bit of tolerance and a little bit of leeway here. But the way he treated me tonight was pretty terrible.
Well, Miss Dawn, I mean, he was over there tonight boo-hooing about, oh, I lost my mom, I lost my sister a year ago. I lost my brother all in a week. Lost Catherine Lombardo. Blah blah blah. Then get the hell off of YouTube and leave people alone. Since his mother's died, he's went after me, you, KL, Joe. I think he did Jason Goodman again. Hoover, and now Joe Martin. Who gives a shit if Joe Martin thinks the Earth is in the shape of a figure 8? Who gives a shit? What is that any of his business? I mean,
Yeah, I have to agree.
I mean, at the point he's doing this shit to himself. So no, I don't feel sorry for him at all. I didn't say what Joe said. I even went live after Joe, and I never said anything like that. KL didn't say anything like that. She'd already said she didn't condone it. So to me, it's a moot point, and it's bullshit that he just wants to keep bringing it up. That's all he's doing is trying. You know, he quit live streaming this live right now because he could only get 5 viewers over there, so he just fucking quit. I mean, this is how relevant this idiot's become at this point in time.
I commend you, Miss Dawn, for trying to give him some leeway based on his state of mind, I guess you could say. But I am not as big of a person as you, I guess, because I don't feel that he deserves any empathy from anyone. He has went out of his way to attack people's family that that are involved in the Vegas community, and all they do is research, or all they do is comment or make videos. He attacks people's family prior to his current state of mind and his losses. I mean, he went out of his way to call me a lying attention whore and a fucking lying bitch. He would, message me daily for hours on end, harassing me about whatever his current issue was. He had everything to do with my doxing videos, and I don't give a shit what he says. What was in my doxing videos and what he messaged me privately prior to my doxing videos coming out, it was proof enough right there that he was directly involved in those doxing videos. He is a piece of shit, and he's here to lie to people, and he's here to manipulate people, and I don't feel he deserves a pass at all. And if you're going through such a horrible time and you have all these losses, and that day in particular is a perfect example of why he shouldn't have a pass. If you just lost your brother and your mom is in hospice, I mean, she's obviously, needing you there, needing you to be present for her. And he chose to stay in that live and antagonize and degrade and insult and poke and poke and poke and poke. And he's continued to do so for days on end since then. And then he knows damn well that I did not say I'm enjoying this live stream because of what was said about his mother. There was a significant amount of time that had passed when Joe had said those things about his mother. I said, oh, holy hell, because I was like, whoa, man, that's like going too far. He then gave Secret Safe with You, Kip, and him and Mike Turber an opportunity to talk about what they would want, to put out there as information that would solidify what their thoughts are on Vegas. He gave them that opportunity. Secret Safe with You made a big fucking joke about it, like he always does, because he's got nothing to bring to the table. Kip wouldn't say a word, and Mike just kept insulting people. I said, I like this live stream. I'm liking this live stream because of the fact that Joe offered this opportunity on his platform, and they brought nothing to the table. That is why I said I'm liking this live stream. And I don't know Mike Turber an explanation. I can like whatever I want. I don't know him an explanation.
Well,
but the fact is, he knows why I said I'm liking it. He knows.
All of his comments are gone, by the way. So, Of course, if anybody were to listen back and watch that video back, they didn't see all the things that were said by him. So
Right.
I just want to point that out too. You know, it's really easy to delete videos and you know, delete comments and stuff, and then when people go back and say, well, what did you say? What did you say to prompt any of this? Now, I don't think anything justifies what Joe said. I don't. I just don't speak like that. I wouldn't speak like that. I don't like to hear it, to be honest. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm, you know, a little bit older and I just don't like it. But I'm not going to tell Joe how to run his channel. It's his
Right.
channel.
Right.
He can say and do whatever he wants. So could Mike. And but there was one other thing I really wanted to say, and that is that I don't know if you guys saw, Mike did a spoof video today of Joe and I to a song, Joe Roscoe and I. Did you guys see that?
I saw it.
So I don't know how many of you out there can say that you've ever seen my face, or who would claim that, but I know for a fact there's only one person, or well, two people, that's not true, who've actually seen what I look like, and it's never been publicly, and that's on purpose. It's none of anyone else's business who I am, and it's not his place to go digging around looking for pictures of me. And to me, when you put private information out there vindictively, when you're pissed off at somebody, you're doxing them. I don't care what anybody says.
Malicious intent. Mm-hmm.
And then you top that off with his live stream tonight where he says, so if you give me your first initial of your last name, then I know it's really you because I came on with Miss Dawn I Am. Well, I didn't give him that. It's none of his damn business who I am. And then he says he's been texting me for the last 24 hours at some 204 number and says that he wants to talk to me live right there on the spot. And I said, well, call me. Go ahead, call me. And he says, oh, yeah, I'm going to call you right now. And then the next thing you know, he says, oh, I can't call you on this. I got 12 phones here, but I can't actually call you. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's doing. But who I am is none of anybody's damn business. And I'm going to say that straight up to all of you.
I agree. I totally agree. This whole thing that was going on a while ago with, you give us your real name. I've got nothing to hide. Put it out there. Tell us who you really are. Listen, if I could go and turn back time, I wouldn't have done it the way I did, but I came here innocently, not realizing that, there would be a need or a necessity for anyone to have to, check out who I am or, what I'm about. I've explained why I did what I did with Daryl a million times. I'm not going to go into it again. And I think it's ridiculous that people who are here that, want to be Edward Bernays, and I say that because I saw people talking about the propaganda book, so I'm going to use that name as an example, or or anyone. I mean, if you want to come here and that's who you want to be on YouTube, then you should have a right to be that person on YouTube. You're not bringing anything personally to, for anyone to put on display or to try and rip apart, or you're here to share opinions. That's it. And for him to make this concerted effort and tries to put a layer of disguise over it. Well, if you're going to attack me, then I'm going to expose you. I'm going to dox you. Okay, so what you're saying is, people don't have a right to an opinion of your obvious bullshit. And if they call you out on your obvious bullshit, then you're going to expose personal information about them. That seems fair. That seems just.
That's exactly what happened. All I was saying to him, I wasn't trying to get in a fight with him or anything. I was just saying what you said in your video. this video where you said that Joe said this and Kale said this, and giving you examples, the way that he put that across was not accurate to what happened. And you know, it's not a big deal, honestly, except that he's saying something that isn't correct, and he should probably, and I even said to him, look, you know, maybe at a different point in time in your life, you would think differently about this or see things differently. I'm
No.
giving him, yeah, but
You're
I'm
giving him way too much credit.
I
He's
am,
intentionally manipulating that.
and that's fine.
Intentionally.
And that's fine, but I'm going to give him that benefit of the doubt. I threw it out there. I gave him the carrot, and he still turned it around, tried to make a doxing video about me. Apparently, he's texting me all the time. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. And I don't go running around fighting with people on YouTube. I say what I want to say. I'm honest about what I want to say and portray. I have a few people that I trust in this community, and I don't run around trying to be anything. I don't make videos. I don't do anything. I'm just trying to come here and learn stuff and pass on information I have, and that's it. Why? Why would you go looking for me and try to make a video out of it and try to text me and stuff? What the hell is wrong with you?
Apparently, in my opinion, Miss Dawn, is intimidation has worked for him against, I guess, some people in the past.
Absolutely has.
But not here.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, initially when I was doxxed and this was and attacked, I mean, I don't call it doxing really. I was attacked. You know, I mean, there were blatant lies put in those doxing videos where, you know, there were fake messages from quote survivors saying, oh, thank God you're putting an end to this, KL. Oh, thank you, whatever that channel's name was. You know, I'm so glad you're doing this. She causes so many problems. I had not even told the world what I thought about, you know, the event. I hadn't made one video other than the Levi Hancock one, which I made with Truth Bomb, you know, and they all knew that. I was not out here, you know, talking about anything. I was just trying to be a, you know, participant in this community, and I was, you know, I was researching what I was researching. Obviously there was fuel to the fire because of the group I was in with CL and Secret Safe with You, and I don't know what they talked about, but obviously they, you know, they shared what my thoughts were veering towards, and that, you know, put certain people into a panic or put them, you know, put them in fast forward mode for these videos to be made about me. And so, you know, I get these videos made about me, and obviously at the same time I'm getting these constant messages from him that are literally a book long that say the exact same things that, you know, the doxing videos then came out and said later. And I get a threatening phone call from Mr. Burgundy telling me that, you know, he's seen what Mike Turber has done to people when he's not even mad. And he's really mad about this, and I should watch out and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you guys have heard the call, but if you haven't, it's going to be on my channel here really soon, so you can listen to it again. But the fact of the matter is, I went silent. I wasn't commenting on anything. I had been a mod on Paladin's channel, and I wasn't really sure how to handle all of that. And so what I did was I put my channel KL on private. I had put it on private. Now, the reason why I bring this up, though, is because the other night I heard him saying in a video that he brought out about Levi Hancock, where he claimed that, you know, the discussion of him talking to Levi Hancock was put to rest by a question that he got in on a radio show with Lombardo, which I don't agree. That doesn't put anything to rest. But he claimed that that I was up to something shady because he went back to go look at the comment exchange in that live on Weg Og's video between him and I, and that my comments had been deleted. I didn't delete my comments. When you put your channel on private on YouTube, it deletes the history. That was back in, end of January, or, a couple weeks after those doxing videos came out about me. I put my channel on private for, I don't know, a couple weeks, a week or two. I just wasn't sure how I wanted to handle all of that. I was going to delete my channel, and then I got the option of putting it on private. Are you sure you want to delete, or do you want to make your channel private? And then you accept for the history of your channel to be deleted. That was the choice I made, and that was all the way back in, January of 2019. I didn't go back and manually delete my comments, although he's done that several times. But I didn't do that, and I wanted to clarify that that's not true. Just another lie on his
That
part.
came up tonight. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear it.
So on his live stream tonight, I was trying to show him that your comment about I'm enjoying the stream, exactly when it happened. It happened at 2:53 or somewhere around there on Joe's live stream. And I was trying to show him that what was talked about at that point, if you went back a few minutes, was the fact that Joe had opened the floor to allow Kip and everybody else to come in and say their theories. And that's when you had said that. You hadn't said anything in like 45 minutes. And then you said that you made that comment at that moment in time. And he said, oh yeah, so well, show me where it is. Show me where it is. Where's the damn thing? You're an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. And he's screaming at me. And then I'm telling him, go to this live stream, September 12th. It's there. Go to 2:53. Go there. And then he finds it exactly where I said it would be, like within 2 minutes. And I'm going on memory here. And he goes, oh, KL erases a message all the time. She was erasing messages on Weg Og, and she'd probably erase this one too, and blah, blah, blah. And he's going on about it. And there it was. He finds it. And then he goes, oh, there it is. He goes, see, he turns it around and he says to me, see, I told you she said that. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? I just sent you there. I just gave you the timestamp, man. And he goes, block her, get her out of my live stream. And I went, all right, I guess I'm out of here. Oh my God.
Could you imagine what it's like living in that brain? I can't even begin to.
The mind boggles. It just boggles. And honestly, my family was around here when that was going on, and they're just going, what the hell is wrong with that guy? And like they can hear he's talking to me, and they're going, he's talking to you? And I'm like I said last night, the last time someone tried to tell me what to do, I divorced him. And it's not going to be some cray-cray on the internet that's going to tell me who I can be friends with, and what I can say, and what I must say, and what I can't say, and like, fuck off. Like,
try explaining to your imaginary fiance who left me, what the comments that you hear about KL on a Daryl video.
Oh my God. Oh, I've heard all about you and your fiance breaking up. And
oh yeah. He couldn't handle my obsession of affliction shirts.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I see. It's the shirts. Well, you could always buy them on, as long as, you'd have to maybe get it from your nephew or something, but you could get one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I got one. I put it on my pillow. I sprayed it with Brute and
yeah.
lies.
Oh, man. This is crazy tonight, and honestly, I don't know if he thinks that he's going to upset me by saying those things. In my life, I've been through so much that some stranger on the internet losing it on me because he doesn't understand me. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. He can't follow directions. Go to 212, go to 253. Sorry, I gave you the wrong date, but go here then, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like freaking out. And I honestly, I've never seen him like this. And I worry that he's going in a place that isn't good. For whatever reasons, I'll give him grief for sure, but there seems to be more to this.
Yeah, I think it's getting your ass caught in a sling is probably more of it than grief. And the fact that, you came on there under a channel when he totally didn't expect it, as he lies and says that everyone's unblocked. He did not expect that you would come in under another channel and then he would have to actually answer to you, which put him in an uncomfortable position. Plus, he's a chauvinistic, controlling narcissist. Yes, Mike, you are a classic narcissist. Hate to
No,
tell you.
he has empathy. It can't be a narcissist, he's telling us.
Oh, sure.
This is the new line. Since he has empathy, he can't be a narcissist. Okay, I know psychopaths don't have empathy.
Or sociopaths.
But they can also pretend like they have empathy.
Yes, they're very good at that.
Very good at that, So
very good at that. And narcissists talk about, use empathy, their fake empathy, to manipulate people.
Yeah, for sure. That's the number one trick. Hey, Truth Bomb, are you hearing the Darth Vader again?
I saw him say that, and I can't hear shit. I can't hear anything.
Yes, I do hear it.
That's funny.
Do you hear it, Miss Dawn?
Yeah, I hear it.
I wish I could hear it.
Rewatched it live. No problem. Everyone else hears it except for you.
I can't hear it. I don't want to rewatch the live.
To me, it sounds, I don't watch my lives either, but to me, it sounds like a submarine when it goes, like that sound wave. I don't know. It just sounds like a submarine to me.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea. No idea.
Not your fire alarm battery. Anyway, we know that.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not that. I do want to say that if you are going to put yourself out there, just like me, if someone wanted to talk to me or had information that, I guess, I don't know if I'm a good example, because I'm not sitting here saying I have 100% proof and I have evidence that's being presented in the court cases. Oh, and by the way, I had heard that he said that his information was the information that was redacted in the court cases, because I pointed out the other night that the only information that is redacted is the security plans and the employees' names on these security plans, because they would compromise the security policy and procedures for MGM. So I guess all of a sudden Mike Turber's written the security plans for MGM, and he possibly is an employee there, according to his claim, because he's trying to say that his information is what's redacted. And that's complete bullshit, by the way. But I guess you can't really compare anyone to Turber, because he's the only person out here who's trying to claim that he has 100% proof, actual evidence that's presented in courts, all blah, blah, blah. And presenting himself in a way where he's claiming to be a lead investigator on this event, and he's having, people like Ramsey Dennison go out there and try and solidify that for himself. So the fact of the matter is, if I'm going to challenge you or question you on information that you're presenting to the world as factual information, and that you've investigated it, you've had conversations with the people that were witnesses to this event, and you've verified your information, yet I see you out there saying things about Melissa Ramirez and her headshot, or varying stories of how she was shot, where she was shot, what position she was in when she was shot. She was running, she was laying down. This is her boyfriend, that's her boyfriend. I've talked to both. I talk to them daily. I mean, all of these different stories. And as a, professional investigative journalist, or whatever you want to call yourself, you cannot handle the fact that you're being you're under a microscope and the information that you're presenting to people is being scrutinized, especially when it's, when it's a blatant lie or contradictory in nature, you are in the wrong line of work or attempting to be in the wrong line of work, because you have to understand, if that's how you're presenting yourself, you have a right. You have given everyone a right to question what you say and what you've presented. And it should have stayed with that. It should have just stayed with the information, correct? That's where it should have stayed. But he then chose to make this personal with everyone that he has a problem with. He makes it personal. If he can't find out information about you, if he can't degrade you, if he can't insult you, if he can't back you into a corner with intimidation, then that's when you see him lose control, like he did with Miss Dawn tonight, or me on many occasions. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, it's a pathetic display of unprofessionalism and someone who just simply has run out of the manipulation toolbox and he doesn't know what else to do.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think that they think if they keep repeating the same story, or if they keep pushing the same narrative for each event. For instance, the whole thing about MR. I was just watching a video the other day, and it was the Fox video from November the 10th, 2017, and it was Catherine Lombardo on with Tucker Carlson, and she was saying that somebody had brought this video to her, and that there was this poor dead person in the warehouse there that was found in the parking lot, and they were going on having a long conversation about how she laid there for an hour and all this stuff. And she said on 2 occasions in that interview that I recall, that they had no idea who this person was.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we have heard over and over and over again how Mike arrived on the 23rd of October and he ran into Shannon and his wife, and how they went over to the warehouse and there was a memorial set up for Melissa Ramirez, and there was camera, and then he asked for the camera and he put together these 99 clips and all this stuff. Are you telling me that he took this video to Catherine Lombardo apparently on October 31st? He has said in the past he took it to her within a few days of him arriving there, but turns out that he couldn't have, because October 31st was when they did the venue check, and that's when he would have run into her thereabouts. And it took them 10 days to get it onto Fox. And when they got it on Fox, Catherine declared outright on 2 occasions that she didn't know who that person was that died there.
Well, not to mention, let's not forget how much he's told us all, how much work it was to put that together. It literally took him weeks to put that video together, piece by piece, because of the amount of work you had to put in to reconstruct it. But to add to that, I have in writing where he said that they knew who was in the video prior to putting it out there.
Well, they did, and they talked to Brian and Hector, the brother or the ex-boyfriend's brother's sister's old friend or new friend or something. It changed every time we heard the story.
Mm-hmm.
He said he had conversations with them.
Yes.
And he knew who it was. So why, if he's the guy passing this on to Catherine, why is she saying 10 days later, and now we're 6 weeks into this, they don't know who it is?
Stumper. That is a stumper, isn't it? I guess because maybe it's more dramatic, or they didn't have to answer questions as to how the family would feel about it if the family, if they were putting it out on Fox. It's easier to just say you don't know who it is, so you don't have to, have that kind of line of questioning attached to it. But he said clearly, I have it in writing, that he said that they knew who it was prior to releasing the video.
Yeah, I remember that story. I'm having a coughing fit here. Ah, do you have a cold too? Is that why you were
I
sick?
do.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't. I
man.
mean, it's a cold or a sinus infection, but yeah, it's not fun.
No, I haven't been sick in 2 years with a cold. I just haven't been sick, and all of a sudden I got this cold, and it's not a bad one as colds go. Because for me, when I get sick, usually I'm wiped right out for like 2 weeks. But honestly, it's only been about 4 days, and I feel pretty good. It's just that it gets kind of hard to talk, especially when I'm excited.
Yeah, the coughing is the worst part.
KL, do you use a CPAP machine when you go live?
I'm not. I just don't know what the no. I can't hear it. I don't know what the problem is.
You have to tape it and play it back for during a show or something. Truth bomb. Oh man, that's funny. I hear it. It's just like going in the background. Like it goes off about every 5 minutes.
It goes off.
Well, okay, so imagine yourself underwater and you're swimming along, and all of a sudden the submarine comes past you, and it goes and the sonic things going off. You can feel the waves. That's what it sounds like, and it sounds like it's crazy.
I mean, I'm sitting in my living room. The window is open, and the fountain in the pool is going on. But you should hear that constantly if it were something like that.
No, this is
No,
literally Darth Vader, dude. I'm telling you, it's the same sound.
I don't do Star Trek, or whatever Star Wars, so I don't know those sounds, but it sounds like a submarine to me.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why. I mean, if there's nothing that changes here, so I don't know why it wouldn't be constant.
Well, I mean, it was doing the other day on StreamYard, and of course we're not on StreamYard right now, so it's got something to do going on with your house. Because Miss Dawn, it's either me or you, because we're the only two constants that were on the show.
Yeah, but I can't hear it, so I guess it's me.
I'm going with you.
It's funny because they used to tell me when I was on InServe that they could hear like some kind of clicking or I don't know chirping or something that came from my hard drive. They used to tease me that there was a mouse running around turning my hard drive or something, and I never heard anything. And even when I listened back to the video, which I didn't do often, but even when I listened back, I never heard it. So it's weird.
Really?
No, I
I
didn't hear a
guess.
thing.
I'll go out of my way to go back and listen to one of these lives and see if I can hear it. And if I can't, then I'm just going to say all of you are crazy.
I'll do you one better. I'll just get you a timestamp. How about that?
Okay. That'd be perfect. Well, Miss Dawn, I do want to tell you that I appreciate you trying to clarify the manipulative ways of Mike Turber, not to him, but to other people who might be listening, because I do feel that without a doubt, he's manipulating the situation into a poor me moment yet again. And then he can't accept that I have explained the situation. It doesn't work for him. That doesn't give him the poor me's that he's looking for. So he then has to call me a liar. And if I were saying I'm liking this stream because of what was being said by Joe, I would say, yeah, I'm saying that. Suck a dick. I don't care what you think. That's what I would say. But it isn't why I said I'm liking this stream. I wouldn't lie to make it sound better. That's just
Yeah,
not something I'm going to do.
I don't think you'd hold any punches, KL.
No,
Somehow I just don't think.
I mean, it's just simply not what I would do if I were, and like I mean, I explained, I think that same night or around about that same time, why I can understand. I didn't condone what he said, but I can understand based on, all of the information taken into account why Joe was in the state of mind that he was in at the time. I could understand that. I can understand how frustrating and how angry you can get by these people who come in and try and manipulate and take over the chat and degrade. And this was also at the same time. It wasn't just Mike. Secret Safe with You came in there, Kip came in there, some sock accounts. I think a clown was in there. I can't even remember, but there were a lot of people that came in and tried to bombard the situation. And of course, that's conveniently left out in Mike's version of the story. He doesn't talk about any of that,
And his comments are gone. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think this build up for Joe has been coming because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he kind of lost it with the whole the whole thing started with, he said if people mess with you, and basically there was a lot of stress going on, people that were wanting to go to Las Vegas for the anniversary period, and a lot of pressure on those people not to attend. And Joe said, hey man, if you need me, call me, anybody messes with you and I'll be there. And it kind of, the whole thing sort of escalated after that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so things got out of control because Mike kept popping into his live streams. I actually told Joe, just block him, because I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was just to push and poke and stir up shit.
Yeah, but you know what Joe said that you have to give him credit for, but in a way, okay, I've been going through this a lot longer than most people. And I've come to the conclusion, I know why, a lot of these people are here. So I don't give them any credit. There's no credit due. There's nothing that I feel that any of these people will ever bring to the table that's valid or valuable. But what he said...
Hang on. Hold that thought. I have to go to the washroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll hold that thought. Can you hear Darth Vader?
Nope.
How about then?
That sounded pure fucking evil. Don't do that. I'd rather hear Darth Vader.
Wait, didn't you say that you heard somebody growling on a live stream the other night?
Yeah, that one he fell asleep that he was recording us. If you go back to the very end of it, he starts growling in his sleep, and it sounds like a fucking demon. I'm like, what in the...
I didn't listen to it, but can you reenact that again, please?
No.
Oh, that was some funny shit. Oh.
That was... I forgot that I left his live stream playing. Then all out of nowhere, you just hear this fucking...
That's right.
I'm like, what the fuck was that?
We were on the phone and you're like, wait a minute. Because you forgot you left it playing. Wait a minute. What the fuck was that? I heard somebody growling at your house.
Did you hear Darth Vader?
No. This was when Randall, I'm sorry, TB. He was telling me the other night, we were on the phone and he could hear somebody on a live stream that apparently maybe fell asleep, but they were growling in their sleep or something. Did you see that, Miss Dawn?
I didn't, but I do that. I snarl like a growl. I snarl like a German Shepherd. I do. I think I'm a German Shepherd, and I snarl and I growl and I bare my teeth.
This shit was demon-like, man. I'm telling you.
Holy shit.
Well, did you see 10 when he fell asleep? He kept falling asleep, and he'd wake up and he'd go, I'm still here, I'm coming back, I've got to look after the dog. And then he'd be gone and you'd hear him snoring in the background. It was hilarious. It went on for hours. Oh, it's so funny.
No, I
What were
didn't see
you?
that.
So what were you saying
I
about
was going
Joe?
to say
Give him credit.
What Joe said was that he didn't want to just delete or block people on his channel because he always feels like maybe someday they'll come in here and say something that actually might be valid or give me a reason to want to hear what they have to say. That's what he said.
And that's good because I have heard Joe say that before to people. Like people come in there and he'll say, "That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that," or whatever. So he
Yeah.
does do that for sure.
I think he's
Um,
over it now though.
yeah, I think he's learned. I think he's got this figured out by now.
But he
Um,
did say that. He did say he didn't want to then, but he's been bombarded since then. And when you're on that receiving end of this bullshit, it doesn't take long for you to be like, yeah, I got you figured out. Obviously, I know what your problem is, you know. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming at me so hard, or
well,
lying so bad.
I know that the way Joe reacts to things, and I know what pushes his buttons. I mean, it's the same things to me. Don't push my buttons. I don't care. But I know what pushes his buttons. And when I saw what was going on, I said, Mike, firstly, this isn't the right place for you to come and get sympathy because none of the people here know what your personal life or are interested in what's going on with you. I mean, it was a ploy, obviously, but there wasn't anybody there. Now, I did give my condolences to Mike after his mother passed. I didn't know what he was saying at that time of the hospice and all that. I didn't know if it was true. It seemed pretty random. I didn't know, but I did give my condolences when she passed. But I could see what was happening in the chat, and I was just saying like, you're in the wrong place. And I told Joe, just like block him. I didn't want it to go there.
You did, and I think Little Monster Pants was in there saying, go be with your mom. Like, why are go spend time with your mom. Don't worry about this. Get out of here. Go this. And I mean, didn't take good advice, I guess, because you didn't belong in there, especially right then. But and I don't know. I mean, I guess you've seen where she where she when she passed or where she passed or whatever. I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't give him condolences. I don't wish harm on anyone. I think it's horrible when parents die. I've experienced it myself, and obviously Mike doesn't give a fuck about that either because he wants to sit here and compare our stories and act as if I would be taking part in something like that when my parent died. No, I had a lot of respect for my parents. I'm not going to be in some freaking YouTube chat where no one wants me dicking around while, my mom's laying on a hospice somewhere. No, that's
Well,
not going to
and
be me.
he just lost his brother. I mean, and only like a couple of years prior, he said that his sister had multiple sclerosis and passed from MS. So he's given me a little bit of leeway in the past because, or not leeway wasn't the word, but tolerance or something because his sister passed from MS. And then, like his brother, they knew he was going to pass. They thought he passed years and years earlier because of the genetic condition he had, and he lasted a long time. But it seems to me, I mean, they're from Florida. His brother would have been living there with his mom. His brother passed. He's still on YouTube. His brother's passed, and now his mom's in hospice, and he's still on YouTube. And everybody's telling him like, go home, like, go be with your mom when your brother dies. Go be with your mom when she's in hospice. But he's not doing that, and that just makes me think his thinking isn't very clear right now. Where my head goes, just based on my personal experiences of losing my family.
Yeah. Well, everybody handles things differently and I'll just leave it at that because
Well, my point of view was all this shit happened right after I took 2 weeks of being threatened about coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
And you think I'm just going to sit here and feel sorry for you? No, I don't. I hate that people's parents or anybody in their family die. That's terrible. It's tragic. But for you, the person, no, I got no empathy for you at all.
Well, and I kind of said that to him too. I said, you know, what Joe thinks of you or your mom, that's none of my business. You know, I don't, that's between you and Joe. That's not my business. I don't prefer to hear vulgar discussion, vulgar talk. However, what he's saying to you, if he thinks this about your mom or that about you, that's not my business. That's the way I look at it. I don't know. I mean, I got enough of my own personal issues and personal family and things to deal with. I don't have to deal with some. I don't know him. I don't know him. I care that he lost his mother, but I don't care about him. I don't know him. I just care that he lost his mother. I don't know any of you people, and I would care if you lost your mother, KL or Truth Bomb, anybody. But you know, it's not like it's impacting me because I'm just some schmuck on the internet, right?
No, but the problem is it seemed like at the time there were people in there that cared more about him spending time with his mother than he did.
Oh, that was said repeatedly. Like even Joe said it. He said, "Go be with your mom, man. What are you doing here?"
Yeah. So,
I mean,
you
that's
know,
what he
but
should have been doing.
I do appreciate you trying to clarify, you know, something that he'll continue to try and manipulate, just like everything else that he manipulates. Has anyone seen him say anything about Ramsey Dennison's comment on that article? Has he even addressed that at all?
I have not.
I haven't, but
Convenient.
I don't watch all of his
I don't either,
videos.
but I would assume that that would have been addressed. Yeah, no one's seen it. Imagine that.
You know what? I do think I heard something. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
He does need to address it, doesn't he, Dalen? Because I'm sorry that you know that's a big problem.
Time mark here, time mom, or Truth Bomb.
104.10. I got it.
Time bomb.
Time bomb. Well, see, he brought me to a point once. I let him get to me one time, just like he did Joe. You know, I've been there. I've done that with him. He won't ever get me to that point again, and I've said that. But I understand why Joe. There's so much you can take, and then finally you just flip your shit. And I get it because I've done it. But that's what he's out there to push you to that point. That's what he does.
It does seem like that.
So, I mean, when I said I stand with Joe, I stand behind everything Joe was saying. I didn't agree with the whole mom thing. That's Joe's a grown ass man. He can say what he wants to. Who am I to tell him what to say? But I stand behind Joe standing up for himself and standing up for the people that he respects and the people that he likes. Absolutely, his message, Mike didn't have to come in there. He didn't have to. That would have never been said had he not come there and shown his ass. And that's a fact.
Well, what he was saying tonight, and he's mixing timelines up. What he was saying was that Joe was like, what's the word? Prompting him to come. Like, you keyboard warriors, you come here and deal with me and all that. I don't know exactly how he said it, but that happened. I don't know when, but it was before that day. That's for sure. It was before the 12th when that all went down. Maybe Joe said that along the line. I'm sure he has. But on that day, when Mike needed compassion, if that's what he was looking for, that wasn't the day to come to Joe's live stream and, stir up shit.
That's kind of like looking for a cotton ball in a drawer full of needles.
Well,
You know,
exactly. Well, they know that they know how we feel. They know how
it'd be the
how
same way if I was over there talking about the, a similar issue or whatever. I mean, would I really go over on Turber's channel and want sympathy for something I'm going through? No, because I'm not crazy.
that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah,
If you went over
no.
there, there's no way that Secret Safe with you be saying, "Oh, KL, I'm so sorry," or your mother went into
Yeah,
hospice.
he'd be
Yeah,
like,
right.
"What the fuck do you think we care for?" Yeah, you're right. See ya.
Yeah.
That's,
So
yeah, that's the way I see it.
and this whole drama between the people is just so silly in my mind. I like a lot of those people. I like a lot of those people that on that side. I mean, Anser's one of the people I care about the most. He is the person I care about the most. I like I am spare. I like a lot of those people. I don't have anything against them. When they start coming after me, and very few have, then I'm gonna fight back. But um, I don't have an issue with them. As people, we have differences of opinion. Who cares?
Well, I can't say the same thing because I've had them, come at me and come after me for, I Am Two Bears a perfect example. I mean, she back in way back when um, Howie and Farmers and I think Danny Diesel, Deb, and they came on, um, TB's channel, and she went after me in the chat, and I'm going, the hell is your problem? I mean, it's obvious to me that there is already this preconceived, you know, attitude that's expected from people who've aligned their self. What?
Did you hear that? It got extremely loud that time.
That was really loud.
Oh my God. I'm going to hang up. I don't hear a damn thing.
That's
Oh,
the
that's
all
too
right,
funny.
round 109, because that's the one she needs to hear. What in the hell?
Okay, I don't know what it was. But anyway, what I'm saying is that are you still hearing it right now?
No, you're good.
No, it only lasts for like maybe 3 to 4 seconds, and then it's gone.
I don't know what it was, but there was just seemed to be, right off the bat. And I mean, it doesn't take a lot to put up, to put the math together on why all of a sudden, there were these certain people, that lined up right away and immediately took up with me, took up against me in chats, or in lives. I mean, not lives I was even participating in, just a mod in or whatever, or just a commenter. And you could, it was completely obvious who was aligning themselves with who. And, I don't even like to say there are sides because they want to, the people who have aligned themselves with these liars, you know, are the ones who, want to sit here and say that, that I guess this side would be, the people in this chat and the people on this live, that we created this division. No, we didn't. That's a complete bullshit fabrication. It's, that when you've aligned yourself with people who, and then you take action to make it very clear how you oppose someone and you don't even know why, you're just assuming based on something you've been told. Well, then that's obviously given you your own line in the sand. I didn't do that.
Well, you
And
know
I'm not
what?
going to be blamed for that either. I won't be.
I have had it thrown at me so many times that if you don't take this side, if you don't disagree with this person and alienate this person or that person, you're a bad person. And I've just turned around and said to them, I really don't care what you think about me. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I honestly don't. KL, you don't like me? Whatever, fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't care if nobody likes me. I'm here to do what I want to do, and that's the only reason I'm here. And if you happen to like me, that's groovy. But if you don't, I don't care. You
I
know,
have said, without a doubt, I've said, in a particular, it was Clovis Harmon, in her chat, because without a doubt, I've said, if you're over there and you're supporting her going on these rants, these lunatic fringe rants where she screams about people, and their families and doxing themselves and people with liens on their houses and people hooked on pills and my children, I mean, if you're going to be over there supporting that, you bet your ass I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, that's just a
well,
fact,
I would never support that, KL, but what I go to people's channels for, and it doesn't matter whose channel it is, I go there to try to learn something from the people who are talking, but also to learn something from the chats. And I mean, I never spent any time over on her channel at all because she just makes my head hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was somebody else's channel like Mike's and people don't like Mike or whatever, I'm gonna go there because I think I might pick something up. I might learn something, and if I'm not rude to that person, even if they're being rude to somebody else, just like Joe was rude to Mike, um, I'm not gonna. It's not my place. I'm there to learn something, and if that makes me a bad person, if people think poorly of me because of that, that's their thing. I don't care. I do not care. Secret safe with you. I know you're listening. I don't care what you think of me going hanging out with anybody. Mike, I don't care what you think of me hanging out with Joe. KL, I'm going to tell you straight up, you too. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. Period.
Yeah.
And
And
sorry
I
if
don't
that.
think I've ever told you that, Miss
No,
Dawn,
you haven't.
but I have made it clear just now that if I see you hanging out with Clovis Harmon, you're done in my
Oh,
eyes.
you know what? If I hang out with Clovis, I am done. You got that right. But that's just because it's the truth. But no, I mean, I'm not hanging out with any of these people. But again, sir, for example, there's people that think he's an alcoholic and think that um, that he's a shill and all this stuff. And maybe he is, maybe he isn't. He's certainly not an alcoholic. I know that for a fact. But whatever. I don't care what you think of my relationship with him, or I don't care what anybody
Listen,
thinks of him.
I've never judged you for that. I know you have, and to be honest with you, I mean, okay, I don't know if people really understand. I mean, the way I see it anyway, this is what I see that occurred. I don't know if everyone even remembers that NSERV was blamed for that whole, taking pictures of a staircase thing. Do you remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. My opinion on that is that the reason why he got involved and inserted into that whole thing is because my stalker at the time saw that I used to watch NSERV's videos religiously, and I would not. I mean, we didn't agree on anything, but we would have good rapport in the comments section, right? We could exchange comments and we would not be on the same page, but he had made one video about I think it was a remake maybe of one of Cornwall's videos where he had made like the aliens walking around and the Paddock in the suit. Do you remember Walking All Strange? Do you
Oh
guys
yeah,
remember that
yeah,
video?
I do.
And I love that video because, oh my God, when when he had Daryl with the freaking level. Do you guys remember that?
I don't. With
Pointing
the
at oh
level.
my God, it was so funny because that huge level is supposed to be the pointer stick at the
Oh
TV.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do remember that.
Oh, I died. I mean, it was just funny. And the NSERV had done something with that video And we had a good laugh about it, a good exchange and all that. And it was shortly after that 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 this whole thing, that whole thing with Daryl, with where I finally had enough and you know said his name and looked at blah blah blah. We've talked about it a million times. He then accused NServe of having interior pictures of his house, and then said that there was this investigation. I believe, and he also went after Burgundy, and he knew that Burgundy and I were friends. We actually were good friends at the time, or what I thought was, we were good friends. I think that he deliberately included those people because he thought, just based on the interaction he saw publicly, that I probably had some, like a relationship or, an off YouTube interaction with NServe. I believe that's why he got involved, or why he was included, And I kind of tried to tell NServe that in a comment exchange one time, shortly after these accusations were flying around. And I don't think he completely absorbed what I was saying. But I tried to tell him that, or maybe he did kind of know why he was involved, why he had been included. But then there was an issue. I mean, I felt pretty strongly about that Robert Goodwin video. And I had some strong opinions about that on NServe's channel, and he blocked me. And I don't know, I was just kind of really offended by the fact that he was very selectively censoring opinions of that Robert Goodwin video on his channel. And I never went back.
He was
after that.
blocking everybody at that point in time. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on, and he was just blocking everybody. And the way that NServe does this for his own personal entertainment, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's learning how to make videos, and he's feeling like he's part of the big World Wide Web, and so he's doing it for his own reasons. And there was a bunch of pressures coming from all sorts of places, and he was just blocking everybody. And I don't think it was personal, but I do know that he very strongly believes in the narrative. 100%.
Oh, yes.
He does. And if there's people that come in there that are proposing something outside of that, don't know why he has the tolerance for me, because I certainly never had that opinion. But I think just because he knows I'm a good person, and he also respects my intelligence, that he just puts up with me, honestly. But he doesn't put up with everybody else. And I don't expect everybody to like him or trust him or whatever. Everybody has their own opinion. That's fine. But my point was that he and I are friends, and it doesn't matter what goes on in YouTube. Mm-hmm. We will be friends before, after it. And I'm not anybody who thinks I shouldn't. And I know nobody said that, but anybody who does think that I shouldn't be friends with him or whatever, I'm whatever. I don't care. Really don't care what anybody thinks.
Just a question for you, Miss Dawn. Has anybody ever told you not to be friends with?
She just said that. No. Well, over here anyway.
No, nobody's told me not to be friends, but people have made comments about him, and I feel defensive about him, to be honest, because I do know the human being that he is, the person that he is, the friend that he is. And so I'm quite defensive of him, honestly. And some of the things that are said about him, like he's an alcoholic or he's drinking all the time and stuff, I know that 100% is not true.
I've never seen people say that. So yeah, I might be in the dark by that.
Yeah, I like, because he puts out the bottle on the start of his show that Tomatoes sends to him. Like, he sends him one every 3 months or something. And NServe literally drinks whatever he drinks. It's like 2 drinks or something a week, and that is all that guy drinks. I've talked to him hundreds of times, and I've never heard NServe be even a little bit tipsy. So Yeah, there are people out there who think that, and I am defensive about him because he is a good person, a good-hearted person. Don't agree with him at all, but
Well,
but I but I like him.
I guess my opinion of Inserve would be that he does strongly believe the narrative. I don't. But there's a reason Inserve's not brought up on my channel every other day because he's not messing with me. And I know a certain other YouTuber who can do the same damn thing, and guess what? He won't be brought up. Stop fucking with me, and it'll be the end of it.
Well,
You know?
that's how they keep themselves relevant, though.
Well, I mean, he's at this point. It's pretty sad that he has fallen from the guy that at the beginning. He's running up and down elevators, and he's showing his damn glass, and that's his claim to fame. Well, that has ran out, so now he uses us to stay relevant, which his buddy is Mr. Irrelevant nowadays. I mean, hell, he can't even get 100 views on his channel. And why? Because you wanted to fight with us? I mean, stay your lane, and we have no problem staying ours. I'll run my channel, you run yours. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Well,
100%
I can
agree.
only agree to that to an extent because I'm sorry, but if you're going to put yourself in a position to claim that, you have all of this evidence and you have evidence in the courts and, you're a lead investigator on this, I'm sorry, but, that part of your claims is up for scrutiny, in my opinion. So outside of
agree.
that, I mean, I don't want to make anything personal, never did. I didn't make this personal, but I will continue to research your quote evidence and call out bullshit when I see bullshit. I will continue to do that.
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but you don't. I guess my point in the matter is you don't see Inserve over there trying to push a whole bunch of shit off on us. He does his shows. You don't see him coming in here messing with us. I mean, he's not blocked, so I haven't seen him, but and Mike does. He comes across as someone who's going to put this evidence out there, and that's it, just because he said so. And I get exactly what you're saying. You're going to call bullshit if it's bullshit.
Yeah, and I will too. To be honest, I'm going to challenge information. I'm challenging the information, but he makes it personal.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, I mean, but Nserve.
But can you? I'm sorry. Can you agree that if he just left us the hell alone, there'd be a lot more interaction between us?
They don't want that.
I can't agree to that. I'm sorry. The line's been crossed, Truth Bomb. I'm sorry, but the line's been crossed. And maybe that's the Italian in me. I don't know. But you only get to poke the bear so many times. And this bear has been poked too many times.
Well, I think
sorry.
I think we're right there, but I get it because yes, he's came after me way too many times too. So every time I see him say bullshit, I'm ready to call the shit out. But
now, as far as Nserve goes, I mean, he's never been on my radar. I mean, the whole Eric Paddock, him getting hacked, all that stuff, that was a little strange for me. But I mean, it wasn't enough for me to go out there and share my opinions about it. I mean, it was just strange,
Well, I can tell you that I was up about 20 out of 24 hours going through that with him.
Well, and what bothers me is, I mean, and I'm not going to ask you because it's not your story to tell, but, retracting all of what was said back then now seems odd to me. And maybe I'm not understanding that very well. What was that?
Sometimes it's just not worth the fight.
Okay.
Honestly, it's just not worth the fight. And that's why, honestly, I don't get into it with a lot of people too. I can't be bothered. My life is
That's all you had to say. I understand what you're saying. I get it. And that clarifies a lot for me because, You know, sometimes it's easier for some people to keep it on the surface, keep it cool instead of rocking the boat because it's easier. You know,
Well,
just life is better that way.
he's not really involved in the whole Las Vegas thing anymore. He doesn't follow people's videos. He doesn't know what's going on out there. He's just.
So why is he
Whatever-
having Mike on tomorrow night then?
It's all to do with the Las Vegas, the whole. I mean, he does celebrate the anniversary of Las Vegas
Oh, okay.
shooting.
Okay.
It's and of course Mike is a player in this, as is Secret Safe U and CL and people, and they're all on the narrative side, and he agrees with that. So it works in his perspective of how things happened. And I'm not saying he doesn't like these people. I have no idea what his opinion. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about what my opinion is, and we don't talk about what his opinion is. But what I do know is that he's not interested in the Las Vegas shooting anymore, or researching it. He feels he has his answers, and he's just going with the people that are involved in the situation. And it's not worth it to him anymore. He figured that out when the whole thing went down. He did get hacked. All those things were the truth, and he backed out. I mean, it got into his personal life. That became a big problem, and he just put the brakes on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth.
One thing I'll always give NServe credit for is he has one of the most epic videos on YouTube on his channel.
Two of them.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall after that live stream ended. I could see NServe getting up and throwing his damn chair and saying, "Screw YouTube, I'm never doing this again."
He kept it professional, man.
Honestly, what happened was he and I were talking after the live stream, and he was mortified. He was absolutely mortified. And I said it was brilliant. I said it was the best thing I've ever seen. You wait till you watch this back. And he was like, "No, it was horrible. It was horrible. I was so flustered." He was so upset about it. And I just kept telling him, "Wait till you watch it." And then the morning, of course, I went to bed, and then he's up. And in the morning he came on, he said, "That is amazing." He thought it was great.
Yeah, that was way better than the Eric Paddock video. To me, it was. Yeah,
I haven't laughed that hard, ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. That's pretty good. Hey.
I was wondering who was going to get rid of 10. They let him go on for a while.
Yeah, I don't think that was his intention, but it worked out that way, didn't it?
I'm talking about in here tonight.
Oh,
that was me.
I know.
Sorry.
he came on. He was in the.
No.
Oh, yeah, right. Because there's not too many moderators out there right now.
Well,
Anyway.
and I understand your relationship with NServe, and you know him differently than other people. I don't think that he does. I mean, and you are talking about, not that there isn't a difference with you, but it's very minimal at best. But you're talking about a completely different part of the world where things are. Thought processes are different. I mean, things are different, and I don't see, he's not someone that I feel like really dove into research about this event like other people. And, maybe if he had, he might see things a little bit differently, but he's comfortable where he's at. And there's really not a whole lot you can do about that.
No, I just have to respect his opinion, and he has to respect mine as far as our friendship goes, and he knows that I know that. That doesn't change anything. Now, you got to remember that I lived down there for years, and my daughter's living down there right now, and so I really get the Australian way of thinking, and so I relate to him in a lot of ways. I mean, I think I was born in the wrong country, to be honest, but he and I think a lot alike in a lot of ways. We have the same sense of humor, and we have the same integrity. So, everything else can just, I don't need to worry about it.
All right.
Truth Bomb, I wanted to say thank you very much. I know you said you were gone. You're doing this weekend your own thing, whatever you're doing, and the fact that you put this on tonight simply because of what happened, I really appreciate it. I did need to get it out because I was trying to, and obviously I couldn't. And like you said, there was nobody there.
Well, that sucks. I mean, I know it sucks when you're trying to defend yourself or defend what you're trying to say and you can't say it. I'm not a person, I'm not going to get on my live stream and go after a commenter. I just prefer just to delete the commenter if I don't like what they're saying or they're being disrespectful or so on. I just delete it and I don't have to worry about it no more. But he likes to go after his, all commenters. Like, I've never seen Dub make a movie, or not a movie, but a video. But he goes after Dub. He goes after you. I keep it to where they can defend themselves on their own channel, if that's what they want to do. But I don't understand why he's going after the people that he's going after. It just makes no sense to me. And I tried to speak up and say something. I know KL did, and I think a few other people did, but they were blocked. So I figured I'll give you the opportunity if you want to come on and explain it.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't feel, I went through this with 10 as well one time where he was saying all sorts of lies and doing all sorts of things, being abusive towards me. And I honestly, that does not affect me. My history, my background, I've been in pretty senior management most of my life. I don't care. I honestly don't. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care what they say to me. It really does not personally affect me. But I do appreciate the fact that you cared enough to say, hey, if you've got something to say, come and say it, and allow me this opportunity. But just know that I'm fine. I don't care what he says.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I was taking a night off, and when I watched the guy blow his damn lid at you, I'm like, God, really? Is it that bad? And he's sitting there arguing with you over something you two are agreeing on, but he's not catching on, and he tries to make you look like an idiot.
He is catching on. He is catching on. He did all of that on purpose. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, he acted like he wasn't catching on. And it's just, to me, it was funny to watch. I kind of felt bad because he was screaming at you, but to me, I'm sitting here going, this guy's lost his fucking mind.
Well, I've had hundreds and hundreds of people that were employees of mine and reported to me. And I don't know if you've ever had to fire an employee, but you bring them into their office and they've got a million excuses and they can talk a million circles around. And all I do is repeat myself. I just say, I'm sorry, you told that customer to fuck off, so I'm going to have to let you go. And they go, and I go, I'm sorry, you told the customer to fuck off, I'm going to have to let you go. I mean, that's all you can do, right?
Yes, it's kind of like the equivalent of having children.
Yeah, exactly. And I've done that too, quite a few of them. So whatever, go off on your rampage, do whatever you're going to do. I'm still going to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Screw typing. Joe, when I'm on your channel, I only time them out. I don't block them, so there shouldn't be many blocked at all unless the other wrench did it.
I did, Joe, and I know who it was now. And because I didn't think that they were legit. So they're going to get in contact with you. You know who they are. But that was my fault.
Joe, don't we look lovely together? Don't we make a beautiful video? It's such a pretty song.
They're red truth bomb commenting. Miss Dawn, the reason I started putting my comment on the screen is because people were retracting them, and I think if you say what, and I know you were doing it too, but I think if you're going to say something, leave it up. And then people go and delete their comments, they delete their profiles, and you can't never go back and say, well, yes, you did say that.
You know what? I understand that, but I never say anything that I would be uncomfortable of anybody in our community actually seeing. The only reason why I was removing my comments is because I had 2 channels go down for comments.
I totally understand why you do it, but you had that senseless person come in last night who was doing it, and the fake truth seeker came in and was doing it, and well, you just can't get away with that on my channel. So great for you, but you said it. No, I totally understand why you did it.
Yeah, I wish people were doing that way back when so all my comments from history would be preserved prior to me putting my channel on private. Because when I say things, they're important.
Well, you know what? Last night there was probably, I don't know how many people, there was probably 4 or 5 that I blocked. I even blocked Truth Seeker by accident, but I was blocking people like crazy and removing things. But we had never actually talked about whether I could remove somebody, so I was being careful. I was removing their comments, I was giving them 30-second timeout. As soon as you said you can block them, I just went to town.
Well, if you're a mod, and this stands for any mod on my channel, if you block somebody, I will stand behind you 100%, and I don't give a shit who it is. We'll figure it out. If it was a mistake, it's easy for me to fix. So
yeah,
my modding has evolved over time, because I'm of the mindset now that if you have to block someone for a comment, then more than likely they don't need to be there anyway. So I just wipe them off the channel. That's just me. And I mean, I don't do it recklessly, I mean, it's something that you can pretty much easily identify now. Except for tonight, I did it in Joe's, but I fully expected, a bunch of those freaking bullshit sock accounts to come in Joe's live tonight like they did last night. And when you were, handling all the people in this chat, Miss Dawn. So I really thought the one that came in there, I'd never even seen this channel before. And I thought for sure, oh, there's one right there. So I just completely hid them off the channel. Well, that was actually someone who was legitimate, but they just wanted to be incognito. So my bad.
Oh, wow, we're going to make mistakes. But now I know for Truth Bomb's channel, I know that if somebody, like, I don't like to block people, honestly, because I don't know some of these people, and, some names pop up, and I go, are they a good guy or a bad guy? So I just watch what they say over a period of time, and, and then I think, well, maybe I'm, overreacting, so I'll give them 300 seconds or something, and then eventually, if it becomes pretty clear to me, then I'll just block them. Now that I know that I can do that, I didn't know that until Truth Bomb said it last night. But yeah, it gets pretty tricky sometimes. There's so many socks out there.
Yeah. What? There can't be. Only Truth Bomb and I have socks.
Oh, drawer.
Nobody else wears socks. What do you mean?
Right.
We're the only ones.
Mike tonight, he called my Miss Dawn I Am, MS Dawn I Am account. He called that a sock. Yeah, right. I was that for months until somebody took me down and I got back up again. But, and fortunately I Am to Bear said, that's not a sock. She was always that.
Makes you wonder if he might know something about that account being taken down and why he was so certain it was a sock.
Yeah, no kidding. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Truth Bomb.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm about out of steam here.
Yeah, this is now going on 2 hours, so that gives us right around 8 hours of live streaming this week. So I think I'm about out of steam too.
I know KL could go for a couple more hours, but
KO can go till next week.
Not true. Hey, I did a live right before this, remember?
Yeah,
I know, that's
know.
what we're saying.
Thanks for making our points for us.
And Joe,
man.
thank you for the live. I appreciate it. I do wonder if people are going to come stop by your live and not get your whole Vegas views thing and just think, God, that KL just monopolized the whole damn chat
Well, it
and
looks
wouldn't
like
shut up.
with you the only one talking, it looks like you the one deleted them all. You should take that wrench away.
Right? No, I'm talking. Shut up.
Well,
It's
you
my
know what?
turn.
Yeah, exactly. I accidentally went in there. I just thought it was a live stream, and I popped over there after Mike's, and then I just, hello, hey, how's everybody doing? And then all of a sudden, Joe said you were doing an interview, and I went, oops, and I backed out. But I understand how people could make that mistake. Now,
Yeah, it's like it's crazy being that mod because it's like, damn, I got to delete Miss Dawn, you know. And
you didn't though. You didn't.
All I did was time you guys out. I time you out for 300 seconds, and then by that time he's telling everybody again that what he's doing. So
Oh, I didn't see anything. I just stopped talking and I deleted it. So I wasn't going to say anything more as soon as I understood.
well, it wasn't KO deleting everyone; it was me, and that's what I was asked to do. So again, I wasn't deleting you; I was just timing you out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I only did one, and I was just kidding about the wrench thing.
And I actually, the live stream before that, I told everybody just when they start the conversation, don't talk because I hate deleting my buddies.
No kidding.
But it was a good interview, I believe. I'd like to. I know last night I said that it could be that Joe comes on next Tuesday. He has made it clear that will not be happening, but it may be sometime in the future. So if anybody wants to come on to a call-in show, truthbomblive@protonmail.com, we'll get you on there. And Tuesday is wide open, so you guys are more than welcome.
I think I've talked enough for about another month anyway.
Tuesday's the 1st. Mm-hmm.
That could be interesting.
We're not doing
Why?
a live stream on the 1st.
Why?
Because I won't be here. And 2,
Where are you going to be?
Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can still... Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not going to lie because some fucking idiot tried to hunt me down and cause a big scene, and that's not going to happen.
Nah, we'll talk about this later.
All right, we'll talk about this later. We'll go from an undisclosed area behind a wall next to a freeway and say we're in a damn Air Force base. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't even... I'm just saying it's the 1st, and then I realized that I thought there was another week in between now. And,
oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Wheels Up Sunday.
Yeah. I thought it was next Sunday. Oh, man. Okay. Well.
Time flies when you're having fun or when you're getting old, right?
Yes.
On my screen that pops up April, you won't see the retraction It doesn't show that. The only way you can't even, because it's recording. So even if you delete your whole channel, it's still going to show up on that screen because it's recording everything. So
It doesn't show. It doesn't say message retracted as it's recording, though.
Nope.
Hmm.
It only. What's your comment up there? That's it. If you retract them, well, that's on you, but they're on my screen.
I just saw a comment from Little Monster Pants. I don't know if you want to address it, but I never knew anything about this.
What
I haven't had any threats from Eddie since 2 times ago that I went to Vegas. So no, I'm not really worried about Eddie at all. I'm personally not worried about any of them. So, but I don't want them to come looking for me and try to cause a bunch of shit either. So I'll be there, but they won't find me.
The whole point of going to Vegas has nothing to do with Eddie or Turber or anything else, and you know, it isn't as if there's going to be any effort to try and interact with anyone or go somewhere where people are, you know.
No, look, that's their own thing.
It's just ridiculous.
Do their own thing, and that's what they assume. I mean, that was the assumption that I was, you know, I was going there to cause trouble, and that's just not true. I mean, I don't give a shit about causing trouble down there at all. Zero. Sometimes you don't even end up in LVMPD jail. You end up in a desert somewhere, so I'm not stupid either.
Right.
And you know, people that, you know, people that work for Mandalay Bay and create their security detail and all that shit. So,
there was a video that was posted not too long ago that I do want to talk about really quick.
Well,
you guys remember it? Huh?
Miss Dawn's been trying to get off here. You Miss Dawn, or you want to stay on, or you want to?
She's muted right now.
I can listen, but everybody's asleep around here, so I'll just listen.
Well, it's just really quick. It was that Aaron, I'm not going to say his last name right, but Harley, I think it was. Am I saying that somewhat correctly? Do you guys all remember when he got up on the 32nd floor and that foreign guy stopped him and searched him and called about his room number?
Yep.
I don't know why that really stuck out in my mind. And where do you think that guy was from? What country?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember, but my guess would have been like Russia or something.
I thought Russia too. I thought Russian too. I don't know why, but that really sticks out in my mind. I just feel like there's something more to that, maybe something to pay, to keep in mind while we're researching in that, because he wasn't dressed like, I mean, he was plain clothes, if you remember. I don't remember in any, documents or statements or anything that, that there was any additional security hired. I don't, recall any articles written about that. Nothing. And I just, what was that?
I'm sorry, I said,
No
names retraction actually did work on my screen, so it does.
Oh, really? Anyway, I just that video was reposted on that digital evidence page or channel. Sin City Digital, is that what it's called? Sin City Digital Evidence.
Is that channel still going?
Yeah, here and there. I noticed the other day they had added 2 videos this was about a week or two ago. They added 2 videos in the middle of the night, and then instead they didn't delete them. They then put both videos on private, and it was footage, Vegas shooting footage, and then they put them on private. I thought that was weird.
I think Aaron still has his channel, doesn't he?
I don't know, but I know that they reposted that video. And I just, I didn't know if anyone I know he used to come in chats and that. I think he talked on, did he go on somebody's channel, or was it just his lives? I don't remember, because I was wondering, after that, if he had anything to say about, I don't remember him saying anything about that particular person that stopped him. Does anyone else recall?
I was just looking for his channel.
Not me.
You don't remember him saying anything about that interaction? I gotta be honest, if that had been me and that guy, I'd be like, I don't know. That would have freaked me out a little bit, to be honest with you.
No, I don't. We can go find it though. Check it out.
When you were there, do you remember, did you see, because you went November of 17.
Correct.
Do you recall, like plain clothes? Did you see anything like that? Did you, or especially, foreign people?
There's a ton of Asians there.
No, in that role, like that. He had a radio, he had a cell phone. Do you remember seeing anybody that would have been in a security type role, like
No.
plain clothes? No.
No, the only security detail.
They were actually dressed like that, right?
Yeah, I actually got followed by 2 cops in Mandalay Bay, and I got followed at the gate of the venue, up and down it, all around it. But they were dressed like, they were cops.
Yeah, that's just weird.
But in November of 18, I also got followed at the gates all the way around it. Like, he literally comes up and he's standing across the gate, never says anything. But if I move, he moves.
So crazy. He's guarding asphalt.
So,
right?
That's all it is.
Does anybody ever wonder how Nick Vegas was the first to post an abundance of videos that were not seen yet and then just quit, and we never heard from him again? I just thought that was weird. Well, I will tell you what I was told about Nick Vegas was that he had, I don't know if this was true, so I'm just throwing this out there because I had been told this by 3 different people, and I don't know if it's true or not, but this was what I had heard, is that he had actually somehow gotten into some of those Facebook survivor groups and had downloaded a lot of those videos and then played them. I don't know if that's true or not. He could have been someone that just was out there, scanning a bunch of social media and got them that way, but I had heard that he was in survivor groups. Again, don't know if it's true or not, and then he quit because I think he had a lot of personal problems. I had an interaction with him on one of his videos about a video that he had posted that I felt didn't shed the best light on him, and he'd done a few more videos like that, and then he tried to change what his channel was about. I think he was doing maybe some drone footage or drone videos or something, and then I think he just moved on.
Boy, we've lost a lot of people over the last 2 years. Like, I've seen some good channels go down and some crazy channels go down. Like, I'm sure a lot of them still watch this stuff, though. They still keep up with it to some extent.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I've always wondered how Jersey Steve is doing. He had his own video. He kept his channel for a while and was doing those cemetery videos, which I thought, because his wife didn't want him involved in Vegas anymore. She felt like it was too hard, too much strain on his heart. Because remember, he had a heart attack. I don't know if everyone remembers that, but then he goes, he goes into ghost hunting. Like, that's not a strain on your heart.
Yeah, but then he didn't have to deal with Tim anymore anyway.
Yeah, he was not fond of him. Yeah, so, but he was a good guy. I really liked Jersey Steve, and yeah, there were a few. Hangman, 1128. He's big into mining now.
I still follow him.
I do too.
Yeah, he's got the most interesting video he put out in the last 2 months is the one about the moon and the sun.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and his dog videos was that was heartbreaking. Yeah, but he's got just got some interesting hobbies. He's an interesting fellow.
He sure is. I've watched a lot of his videos the last 2 months, and yeah, he's got some interesting theories that are definitely worth pondering.
I say, I got an idea.
Wait, I just want to answer Angela. Thank you, Angela, for letting us know that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go comment on one of his videos. I like talking to him, so thank you for letting us know that. Go ahead.
I got an idea. How about Thursday of next week? We just have a massive call-in show, and we talk about the last two years. I mean, let anybody come on that wants to talk. We have 6, 7 people on at the same time.
Okay, but Dalen has to come on.
Well, Dalen has to come on for the comedy part. He makes me laugh.
His laugh is so infectious.
But I would like to hear his. I mean, we've heard, a lot of people's 2-year stories, and a lot of the behind the scenes shit. You never know that that might be funny, and I don't want it to be a screw this person or screw that person show. I just want it to be like a fun show that that we can all get on and just laugh about some of the shit we've been through for 2 years. I think that would be fun.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm down. Dalen said he'd be there.
Cool.
Where's Nene?
Nene, I actually spoke with her today. Her internet is having problems. She's having a modem switched out, and she will be back in full force.
Okay.
100 times faster is what she said. So. All right. Well, we just crossed.
Who else is going to volunteer in this 43 person chat to call in? How about 4RE?
Does anybody see Marie D at all? Like, anybody checked on her? Is she okay?
No, why not? Oh, plain and simple, Will. I haven't seen him around. Where have you been, Plain? So we've got Dalen. I'm sure Nene will come on if her modem switched out. Wonder if Paladin drowned in 48.
He must have.
Maybe we should have no names on so they can read off their list.
This list, the secret list.
Am I on the list? And by the way, little monster pants, I coughed 3 times, twice, and you did not come to rescue me. So what good are you?
I've been told I've been on a lot of lists, so nothing surprises me. Yeah, but if anybody wants to come on, we'll make it a fun show. And if their name is No Names, do they have no voice? It'd be interesting to get a No Names person on.
He doesn't answer questions. Or she.
No names. They don't answer questions.
No.
I see that.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. We just crossed over the 2-hour mark, so anything else you'd like to say, Miss Dawn?
Thanks to and KL as well for the support.
Yes, ma'am.
Ditto.
Anytime, same thing.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Hale, any last words?
No, I've said a lot tonight.
Cool. I'll close her down. Thank you guys for coming on the show, Miss Dawn, KL. Thank you to all the mods. Great show tonight, Joe Roscoe.
An IROC. I didn't drive an IROC. I did. Just so you know, if that's some sort of reference to my 80s hair. Little monster pants. When I was a street racer, I drove a GTA. Check that off the list.
Are you done?
Maybe.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, and I will be at home tomorrow. But I hope I don't see you. I'm sorry, but trying to take a day off here. So next Thursday we'll get on a live stream, have some fun, and everybody have a great night and a great weekend. And on to the next. And God bless.